Charles Darwin, often celebrated as the father of evolutionary theory, revolutionized our understanding of the natural world. His ideas about natural selection and gradual change shaped the way we think about life's diversity. Yet even Darwin himself was confronted by a puzzle that seemed to defy his own theory. This puzzle centered on the sudden and widespread appearance of flowering plants, or angiosperms, which seemed to burst onto the scene in Earth's history with remarkable speed and abundance. In 1879, Darwin confided his bewilderment in a letter to his close friend, botanist Joseph Hooker, expressing his deep confusion about the abrupt emergence of these plants in the fossil record. The rapid rise of flowering plants seemed to contradict his principle of slow, gradual evolution, raising questions about whether there were gaps in his theory or simply in our knowledge. The fossil record, as it was known in Darwin's time, suggested a sudden floral explosion during the late Cretaceous period, around 100 million years ago, with little evidence of earlier forms. Darwin speculated that the earliest history of flowering plants might have unfolded in remote or isolated regions where conditions were not favorable for fossilization, leaving their origins shrouded in mystery. He maintained that the evidence was likely missing, rather than believing his theory was fundamentally flawed, demonstrating his commitment to scientific integrity. This abominable mystery, as Darwin called it, became a driving force for generations of biologists, botanists, and paleontologists, inspiring them to search for answers and fill in the gaps of evolutionary history. The mystery highlighted the incomplete nature of the fossil record, reminding scientists that our understanding of the past is always evolving as new discoveries are made. Ultimately, Darwin's willingness to acknowledge the limits of his own knowledge stands as a testament to his intellectual honesty, curiosity, and the enduring spirit of scientific inquiry. For decades, the fossil record suggested a sudden emergence of flowers, a phenomenon that puzzled scientists for years. The abrupt appearance of these complex plants seemed to defy the gradual nature of evolution. The sudden emergence of flowers in the fossil record was a mystery that many paleontologists sought to unravel. The discovery of Archaefructus, a 125-million-year-old plant, provided a glimpse into early angiosperms. This ancient plant fossil, found in China, was a crucial piece of the puzzle. Yet the timeline remained compressed, with flowers rapidly diversifying within 40 million years. This rapid diversification was unlike anything seen before in the plant kingdom. The breakthrough came with the discovery of ancient pollen grains in Switzerland, dating back 252 million years. These tiny grains provided a new perspective on the history of flowering plants. This pushed the origin of flowering plants back over 100 million years, significantly altering our understanding of plant evolution. Early angiosperms were likely small herbaceous plants not easily fossilized. Their delicate structures made them less likely to be preserved in the fossil record. Their pollen, however, survived, revealing a hidden history. These microscopic remnants provided crucial evidence of the early existence of flowering plants. This discovery showed that the floral revolution was a long, slow process. It was not a sudden event but a gradual evolution over millions of years. The fossil record began to reveal a deeper, more complex history of flowering plants. This new understanding has reshaped our view of the evolution of life on Earth. While fossils provided tantalizing clues about the history of life on Earth, they only told part of the story, often leaving large gaps in our understanding of how flowering plants evolved. DNA offered another entirely new perspective on the evolution of flowering plants, allowing scientists to peer back in time at the genetic blueprints that shaped their development. By analyzing the rate of genetic mutations, molecular clock techniques revealed that angiosperms likely originated far earlier than the fossil record alone suggested, pushing their origins deep into Earth's past. These studies pointed to an origin between 200 and 300 million years ago, a time when the world was dominated by vast forests and the first dinosaurs were just beginning to appear. This revised timeline aligned with the surprising discovery of Triassic pollen fossils, tiny but resilient traces that survived when other plant parts did not. The early fossil record was sparse because the first angiosperms were likely small, herbaceous, and non-woody plants, making them less likely to fossilize and be preserved for millions of years. Their pollen, however, was tough and durable, enduring through the ages and bridging the gap between what we see in the rocks and what we learn from DNA. This remarkable convergence of evidence from both paleontology and genetics exemplifies the power of scientific inquiry, where different disciplines come together to solve ancient mysteries. The rocks and the genes, each in their own way, told the same story, a story of a deep, ancient heritage for flowering plants that stretches back far beyond what was once imagined. Darwin's so-called abominable mystery was not a flaw in his theory, but rather a reflection of the incomplete knowledge of his time, a puzzle waiting for new tools and discoveries. Today, with the help of molecular clocks and advanced genetic analysis, we have extended the timeline of floral evolution, revealing a gradual, intricate unfolding of life that continues to inspire and challenge our understanding of the natural world. To understand flowering plant origins, scientists also study living relics like Ambarella trichopoda. Found in New Caledonia, Ambarella is the sole survivor of the most ancient angiosperm lineage. It offers a glimpse into what early flowering plants might have looked like. Ambarella's genome provides a reference for understanding floral evolution. Its simplicity offers insights into the genetic changes leading to floral complexity. Ambarella's existence on an isolated island highlights survival and chance. It is a living link to the ancient world of flowering plants. This single species holds the key to the base of the angiosperm family tree. The rapid diversification of flowering plants is tied to coevolution with animals. Insects, birds, and mammals became agents of evolution, driving plant diversity. A mutation making a flower more attractive to a specific pollinator can lead to new species. This process, repeated millions of times, generates diversity. Coevolution leads to specializations like honeysuckle's long tubes for moths. The Cretaceous period saw an explosion of plant-insect partnerships. New pollinators created niches for plants, leading to rapid speciation. Seed dispersal by animals also contributed to plant diversity. The rise of flowers is inseparable from the rise of their animal partners. This dynamic explains the explosive diversification of flowering plants. The flower's structure is a masterpiece of evolutionary engineering. Flowers are optimized for reproduction, with stamens and carpels at their core. The enclosure of ovules within carpels leads to fruit development. The perianth, with petals and sepals, serves as the flower's advertisement. This basic plan has been modified in countless ways, creating floral diversity. Monocots and eudicots reflect deep evolutionary divergences. Flower adaptations showcase natural selection's power. Rafflesia arnoldie's large flower attracts pollinators with a putrid smell. Grass flowers are minimal, relying on wind pollination. Every flower feature is a solution to an ecological problem. Darwin's mystery was a question that illuminated evolutionary processes. The journey to resolve it showcased science's strength and vitality. The story of flowering plants is now a rich narrative of deep time and coevolution. It underscores the fossil record's incompleteness and the power of coevolution. The angiosperm radiation was a joint venture between plants and animals. This principle helps us understand biodiversity across ecosystems. The flower is a symbol of evolution's grandeur and complexity. The mystery's solution is more elegant and awe-inspiring than Darwin imagined.